Are you your own leader? Because you see, most of us, we are being led somewhere by someone, by some people, depending. But most of us, we are too blinded to know we are being led. And this is because with our current generation, meaning I'm a millennial, most of you are Gen Z. With our current generation, we are being directed somewhere because of incitation, because of some people are quite popular. So meaning, when they see people do this and you're one person who's not in charge of your life, you'll do it, but you think you're doing it because you're supposed to be doing it. But someone is leading you to do something. And if you never think about the reason why you pursue things, you do things, you go to places, you use drugs, you will never know that you're being led by someone else. And sometimes it's the friends we have. And I love the fact that you say you have friends who are maybe using drugs and you'd like to help them, you don't know how. But you see, a lot of times people who use, they stay with other users, right? Inakwanga rahisi, that's from personal experience. You know, I was nilikuwa natumia miadarati, so mbogi yangu pia ilikuwa ya watu wanatumia miadarati, because birds of a feather flock together most of the times. And who I don't listen to, because I understand when I'm taking a lot of garbage, I start speaking, thinking garbage. But if I take in wisdom, I start speaking, thinking in terms of wisdom. A matter of choice and how you want to structure your mind. So if you're going through depression, I've had my episodes of depression. And sometimes even the person I am today, sometimes the devil hits me and slaps me when I legeza kidogo. Because sometimes unaweza pata umekaa and you're thinking and you're like, am I really late in life? Because you know the work of the devil is to plant seeds of doubt. And those seeds of doubt are because he wants you to doubt the promises of God over your life. So sometimes I sit down, as I said, I'm 30 years old, I'm not married, I'm single, I don't have children, so it is me, myself, and the Lord, amen? So as I'm seated, sometimes he brings the memories of, your former classmates, they're married, they have children. Your mates, they're living life with their husbands and boyfriends. See, hata ukamwe stay, at least have someone to cuddle you at night, kwa wakati kuna baridi. The thoughts come. It's not that they don't come. They come. I've been depressed to a point that I wanted to kill myself. Not once, not twice, thrice, but I'm sure it's more than thrice. Thrice is the number of times I wanted to. I tried. And one, I took a lot of pills and nikamka na hangover mtu wangu. Maka naanza kuuliza God, mate sungeacha tu niende. Kichwa ilikuwa inuma. I took a whole pills. And I think I was around 19 years. Yeah, around 19 years. And after that, in between, so many times I've been on the road, I'm driving, and I actually not even want to. I literally remove my safety belt. Already na Johnny Kenda at a high speed, and there's a lorry, because I've seen movies and I've seen real life stories of how people kingia kwa lorry, kawendo dereba, na una safety belt. It's the high chance ni uta impact and you'll die on impact. It will be very instant. And I've thought about it. I removed my safety belt and I kanyaga. I want to end it all. This is when I'm around like 20, 21, 22. And that time I've released a hit song, so I'm popular. I'm popping, I'm doing shows, I'm making money. But there's so much emptiness at the same time. So what happens, since I don't know how to deal with my mind, I want to end it all. I want to kill myself. And initially I thought God will have mercy on me because when I kill myself out of my problems, sijaumiza mtu yoyote. But even killing myself is actually murder. And God is against murder. So I was like, this is the simplest way of getting out of this earth. But then again, it's the easiest way to take you to where? To hell. And that is why the devil is always speaking to us and telling us, kill yourself. And it was just beginning my walk with Christ. I had not gotten this thing. I mean, the devil doesn't use new techniques. It's the same things. But if you want to be ahead of him, you must be also ahead of yourself. You know when the thoughts hit. You know what is your default. And for some people, it's drugs, right? And for some people, it's rage, it's anger, it's fall when it comes, profanity. A lot of ill words come out of your mouth because you're angry, you're annoyed. And sometimes it might not even be something you're telling someone you're with, but it could be something you're doing on social media. Because you see this other day, maandamano inaendelea, and I'm like, it's okay, let us fight for democracy and everything we are fighting for. But at the same time, I was looking at some of the things which the Gen Z were putting out. And at some point I was like, Lord, have mercy and may you give wisdom to this generation. Because I saw somewhere and I was like, this is deception. And someone will look at this particular thing and believe this is what Gen Z are doing. Someone had written a placard, if you saw it on X. Gen Z, sisi tunapenda on a placard na wameshikilia. You can be young, you can be wise, and at the same time you can be young but you lack wisdom. You can be a young fool. I was once a young fool. So as I'm looking at this, I was like, now this is getting out of the point. You're missing what you're doing. Because there's no way you can tell me Gen Zs love sex, yet we know that Gen Zs are pursuing purity. That is a lie. You're trying to propagate it as something that is true. Gen Z, we love sex. No. Write your name and say, I love. Don't put everyone in the same mix. Don't. Because you see, it's a mindset mentality, and of which in this generation, if you're not careful about how you're doing things and why you're doing things, if you never ask yourself the right question, am I doing this because apparently Gen Zs were doing this? Am I being immoral because Gen Zs are being immoral? Am I using drugs because Gen Zs are using drugs? Am I on TikTok twerking, shaking, and posting all the things I'm posting because Gen Zs are doing this? Or is there meaning to what I'm doing? It has to come from you, no one else. Wimbo ni gospel. You're trying to be sexy kwa TikTok ya gospel. Yani mtako like, mimi mpaka ni baby girl umevalia booty short tumbo cut na umetwekea hivi ni wimbo ya gospel just because it's a challenge. We've gotten to a place where we have no regards for God, no fear of God. Gospel. Umeweka TikTok umesimamisha na kaminiskati kako na umetugeuzia hivi unatuonyesha nyashi kwa wimbo ya gospel kwa TikTok Julie. Pia go to a place where nikasema at this point ni Mungu atusaidie, si ndio? Kwa sababu, so you've seen these things online, or am I lying? Am I saying things which are not there? Have you seen them online? I was shocked. We've gotten to a place where we have no regards for God. No regards for God. But only those with discernment will be able to see through these things. But if you lack the discernment of God, you will not see it. You'll just say it's creativity and entertainment. Walking skeletons, coffins, that is not entertainment and creativity. It's not the first time they're being done in Kenya, because they've been done even in Tanzania. They've been done globally, even in the States. Artists are using coffins, and the coffins are not just there to show you creativity. They have a meaning. But most of us need entertainment. Most of us need creativity. Some of the demons zenye tunaita mental health, depression, suicide. Sisi ndo tunazifungulia mlango, tunazitengenezea chai, tunazipea mkate na tunazifanyia full board accommodation na tuzilipishi rent. We've allowed them to come in and to live with us. That's one thing I came to realize. We open doors spiritually that we have no idea. Usiku unasema ukilala uwezi lala. Asa uwezi lala. Vitu zinashinda zikikusumbua zikikukimbiza katikati ya usiku. Your mind is not settled. You have no peace. Umekaa chini lakini unaona there's something that is wrong. And you see, we don't ask ourselves, where is this coming from? And even when we do not think it's the music I'm listening to. The devil was the greatest musician, up to date. Greatest. Akitembea yeye ni all the instruments together in harmony, a beautiful sound. And we think the music we listen to has no effect.